Hello, in this video, I'll show our latest feature which is Unified Management and Unified Monitoring, which covers our narrative of monitoring and managing all your business work application from a single pane of dashboard which are deployed remotely. So talking about Unified Management and Unified Monitoring from high level representation. So this slide basically showcases the architectural representation of how your private data plane will be connected to TCI UI with the help of hybrid agent. Your BWC application could be deployed in your private or public cloud like AWS, Azure, where it will be connected to database for monitoring metrics with the help of a Fluentd sidecar. Hybrid agent, which is available with TCI, needs to be downloaded and deployed as a service in the same cluster as your BWC application to connect to TCI. Hybrid agent also supports auto discovery of newer BWC apps deployed in Kubernetes cluster to auto register with TCI for unified management. Let me talk about some of the key features of unified management and monitoring. Talking about unified management, auto discovery and registry of BWC application with new powerful and enhanced hybrid agent. Let's say you are managing one of your BWC application in Kubernetes cluster from TCI and now you want to deploy 2 or 3 more applications. Once you deploy these newer applications in the same cluster, hybrid agent will auto discover them and register them automatically with TCI account. Next capability that we provide with unified management is scale up or scale down your BWC application from TCI UI. You don't have to come to any AWS or any Kubernetes dashboard. Let's say if you see in TCI much load or found that CPU usage is very high, you can simply scale up or scale down your application from TCI UI itself and it will create the new instance or another pod on the same AWS or Azure account. You can also view all the application properties or module properties of your BWC application. Along with viewing them, we also have capability to edit and update them. After updating, you can simply click on push updates and it will automatically create a new instance. It will simply do a blue-green kind of deployment at the backend in Kubernetes cluster with the newer application properties. Coming to the unified monitoring, we need to enable the execution history from the platform API page. With unified monitoring, you can easily monitor your BWC application from TCI UI. You can view process and activity instrumentation data along with resource matrix of your application, which shows you CPU and memory uses of your container deployed outside TCI. With the help of execution history tab, you can also monitor job execution data with the option of diagnosing to the level of input-output message payload. Next is role-based access control setup with parent-child organization access, which is provided out of the box with the TCI. Last but not the least, there is no entitlement required to monitor BWC application in TCI. So before jumping into the actual demo part, let me also show the YAML file to show all the configuration details and to show how auto discovery of application is done by hybrid agent. In this YAML file, you can see and label app type, which is TIBCO. So hybrid agent basically looks for the app type TIBCO. This user can also change based on their choice while configuring the hybrid agent. We also have application image here along with few properties like database credential, Fluentd configuration and enable execution history service as true. Now let's move to the demo part. Let's start with downloading the hybrid agent from TCI. This is the TCI dashboard from where you can download the hybrid agent and then monitor and manage your remote business work applications. For downloading hybrid agent, you need to go to environment and tools. Now click on new agent and choose hybrid. You can choose the platform, whatever you want, and download the hybrid agent. I have already downloaded the hybrid agent in order to save time. Now, let me move to the AWS cluster. This is the AWS cluster that I have created, and I will be switching between TCI UI and AWS just to show the action taken at TCI UI is performing well on AWS console. I have already deployed the hybrid agent for management and monitoring. You can also see these hybrid agent running in TCI UI. Then I have also deployed two of my BWC application here. One is bookstore and another is group app. The hybrid agent will auto discover both the application and register it with TCI to monitor and manage. Let me show it in TCI. Like here, under the same environment and tools tab, you will see your hybrid agent running. And if you click on this eye icon, you will see both of my application has been already registered with this hybrid agent. Let me come back to the apps page. Let me filter it by integrate and deployment type as hybrid. So these are the two applications that I have deployed on AWS Kubernetes cluster, but I will be monitoring and managing it through TCI UI itself. Let's start with hitting the endpoint of bookstore application. Let me execute this. Let me provide the correct ISBN value. Upon execution, it will show details of that specific book associated with this particular ISBN number. Now, let's switch to TCI dashboard to see the monitoring stats. Let me open this application. Under the monitoring tab, you will see instrumentation data, process instrumentation data, and activity instrumentation data. You can also select the instances from the drop-down button, and you can also select the processes as per your requirement. This is the resource matrix tab, which shows average CPU execution along with average memory execution based on time filter. We have additional execution tabs, which shows you success and failure rate on graphical format, and you can also filter it on the basis of time. Now coming to unified monitoring part, we have introduced this new execution history tab. Let me show you one faulted execution as it will be required for the diagnostic purpose. Let's hit the application endpoint again. This time, let's provide the fake ISBN. This will definitely show an error. Now, let's come back to the TCI UI to see this faulted execution. So this is the faulted transaction. You can go in details of that specific process. We have list of all the activities here, and if I'll click on the failed activity, I will be able to see the wrong input as well, which we have provided. We can also search the created jobs on the basis of input-output message data. Let me try to search on the basis of input which I have provided. It will then list all the execution where we have provided input as 1, 2, 3, 4. We also have various drop-down to filter on the basis of processes, their statuses like success, failed, cancelled, along with time. This was all about the unified monitoring. Now, let's talk about the unified management. We have added this environment and controls tab when we move to unified management. Also, this scale up and scale down button was not enabled earlier for the remote business work application and it was grayed out, but now it can be done. Let me scale it to 2 instances. As you can clearly see here, my application has been scaled up to 2 instances. Under the same environment and controls tab, you can also see application properties and module properties. And if you want to make changes to any one of them, you can simply edit it and push updates. Let me show this with the help of other applications that I have created. Let me first hit the endpoint of the second application. Let's execute it. Upon execution, it will show the values of all the application properties that are added to your application. Let's come back to TCI UI to edit this value and see the changes. I'm editing these values from TCI dashboard. I'm making this Boolean false and then let me push updates. As you can see, now the application is again scaling up. As you can see, it is now in running state. That means updates has been successfully pushed. So basically, it automatically runs a blue-green type of deployment at the backend and updates are pushed to a running instances. Now, Let's come back to the endpoint page to see the updated values. Let me execute it again. Upon execution, it will show the updated value. Here you can see the Boolean value has been changed to false. Also, if we switch to AWS cluster, a new instance must have been created there. As you can clearly see here, a new instance has been created for this particular application a minute ago. So basically, this new instance has been created post pushing the updates from TCI UI. This was all about the unified monitoring part. Thank you.